Sure. It was a roller coaster.
No, is that a good thing?
It was really interesting actually. There was like a really nervous excitement from my mum. Um, but there was that feeling of not being accepted. She told people she was pregnant. And so there was that like really, I don't know. She was like, "Oh, is this not the right thing?" And then I was like, "It's not the right thing."
Oh,
But there
wow.
was something around, and we've worked on this a lot, but there was that like discernment. I'm different, but I was supposed to be here. Dad was like, "You have to be here." It was some sort of unfinished journey for him. Um, and so, yeah, it was like, you have to be here and but show discernment and um, you're here to teach your family.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, it was a full roller coaster. It just kept coming and coming and coming.
Oh, and so you got that message from your dad, like you need to be here, we need to finish this soul contract.
Yeah, it was almost like he'd started a spiritual journey and he couldn't do it, or something was stopping him, or something like that. And he had to pass something. I had to be here to for him to pass something on in that sort of. It was, yeah,
Oh, wow. Well, the team can start to bring that forward now.
yeah,
Yay! Thank you for sharing. That's exciting.
very.
Nicole, what was that like for you?
Yeah, that I it was like this overwhelming sadness at the beginning, and I could sense that mum was just crying. She was by herself. And then it was the sensation of dad was worried that there wouldn't be enough money, and he was really only doing it because she wanted to try to have a daughter.
Hmm.
But then there was a sense from him of like some knowing that he wasn't going to be around.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then like this thought of you have to be here to keep the family connected, to keep the family united. But then when you went into like what was my contract for being here, it was like, no, it's for to help all people be connected, not just a family. I can't just take the responsibility just for you, all of you. Like it's helping
You
people
got
connect to themselves. And then that was like, I tried to send that to mum, like you connect to yourself, find the joy for yourself. And then dad appeared, and then it was like, have joy together, then I'm actually here. Just enjoy this moment. Don't worry about the rest. Don't let the fear come in. It was full on.
Oh. Do you feel grounded in calm and peace now, even though it was like Erin, it was up and down?
Yeah, it's a very weird sensation. Like almost like my feet are still in there. It's strange.
You want
But
to
yeah,
make the commitment to your future now? Come and play. Yeah.
yeah, that might be something we work on tomorrow.
Well, thank you for sharing that, Nicole. We could definitely keep playing with that one.
Yeah.
Jess, where did you go? Tell me more.
Yeah. So I was at like 37, 38 weeks, and I just was so unsettled. I was like, weird, I don't have claustrophobia or whatever, but like I felt like that I was like moving around. The word was chaos. Like I was constantly moving, like I needed to get out now. But I was just unsettled. And so I think so I was feeling like my mum's energy, and it was like I was this real need to keep her together. And it was more about like how I was that child and I was the answer or the solution for her to sort of stick around after her brother had died. Hence my name, Jessie Wayne. Um, and it was almost like I felt this anger because I wanted to come, I didn't want to be that person. I wanted to come out and live my own sort of like mission,
Yeah.
or like life. Um, and yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's interesting how it's a great honor to be named after your uncle, and then the blend of energy next, like that's a bit of an interesting one.
yeah. And it's interesting because I don't know, I kind of like, I was still in this, but like, I think I felt that extreme heaviness because for me, it's like, I want to be that like, that external validation kind of came. It was weird because it was like more, I feel like from my mum that I came out and I wasn't that person for her. She
Mm.
chose to go. She still chose to like die.
Yeah,
So like I wasn't good enough to hold her together. And
yeah.
yeah, so that's where I'm at.
What? And so there's this whole piece coming in with like mum still chose to exit. I wasn't good enough. Like I came in to help you be here, and then you still chose to leave. Like, is that basically what I heard?
Absolutely. And I think that's where the anger comes from, like this for the last 20 so years, because I'm like, yeah, like you still chose to leave.
You know, that takes me back to the question then of you being here to rescue versus you choosing to be here for freedom. And you've been doing my head in for years on your quest for freedom. Are
Yeah.
you here? So with your journey there is like, well, I came here, I'm obligated. I did my job, I was going to keep you here. And you didn't have that bookend in place to say, well, I'm keeping you here for a year or 20 years or 30 years. It's like, yeah. How long did she have to be here for you to satisfy that? Erin, you should see your face right now. Are you following?
I really am, I promise. It's just a bit mind blowing, but it's amazing.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't
Yeah.
know.
So what if you can what would happen to your perspective on freedom if you just had the choice to come in free from your mum's attachments? Like that's interesting you've got those attachments, and you can tell yourself that story, but I'm coming in because I want to be here.
Yeah, and that's true because I did. Like that is what I wanted. Yeah. Puzzled together. Yeah, okay.
Thanks for the anger now.
It's so true. Like I'm thinking about, oh my gosh. It's so true. Like I actually wanted to come here from that freedom from that. And it's like I get angry at her for still wanting to go, but it's like at that point for almost like that's the point that I get that freedom. Is that yeah. Oh, it's so true.
Anyone else want to offer any insights there for what's happening with Jess, or we just give her space?
Oh.
Yeah, wow. Okay. Watch this space.
I feel like that's going to be big for her. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'm just having my own epiphanies going, how do
Mm.
I get Jess to get this? I just had to have you beautiful healers hold the space, go on this journey with us. It's all you guys. Wow, Jess, all the doors are opening.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I, yeah, I don't know what to say.
Beat that, Crystal. It's competition.
Yeah, no, I don't think I can. No. Yeah, I just felt there was absolute chaos. I had this nausea with me the whole time. 6 or 7 weeks in the womb. And just this sense of my mum's hands around her stomach, at the dinner table, telling my dad that she's pregnant. And then my dad kind of like with his head looking the other way from her, almost like he was just like someone's about to get up away from the table. Yeah, so I felt a lot of very woozy, very nauseous, very constricted.
Yeah, wow.
And I do have a fear of small spaces, so that doesn't surprise me. But yeah, just a lot of my mum wanting me, but my dad not wanting me. And there was like it's like I already knew he wasn't going to be around.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was different.
And so, like, was there, I don't want to project, but was there the nauseating feeling of like, mum, don't be attached to that? Or was it more just nauseating because the stress and the chaos was just so much? Or,
Chaos.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I felt. I just felt like I was like shaking, not shaking, but like oscillating in my chair the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't experienced that before. That was full on. But yeah.
Do you mind me asking then what the lessons were, or what was coming up?
I struggled with this one. I got stuck in the working out what the communication dynamic was between them. And she was holding on to me, protecting me, knowing that I had to come into this world, but that he didn't want that. That makes sense. Yeah. So I'm not quite certain on the lessons at the moment. But I'm sure they'll pop in.
And so did you get the sense then of what the teachings were?
That despite people's opinions, including my dad, of wanting me in this world, that it was going to happen anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just realized why I went to their communication dynamic. Because that's what I do. I bridge that gap. So yeah, that's yeah, okay.
Okay. You were making a strong emphasis there about your mum holding her stomach and wanting to protect you. What if she was just holding her stomach, nauseous about all of the consequences that were out on the table?
Yeah, that's absolutely justifiable as well.
And so, therefore, what changes about the chaos for you?
Oh, it doesn't belong to me. Yeah, that goes straight away.
So then, if there wasn't a need to protect you because you were so strong, you were going to come in no matter what, then what's the lessons now about the chaos?
The lessons now about the chaos. I'm not sure about that one.
If you were so strong that you were going to come in no matter what, if you actually didn't need the external validation, if you didn't need the internal protection, you were already coming in with strength, determination, it was going to happen no matter what, then regardless of the communication, you were on your own. You were going to forge your path.
Yeah.
I can't help notice that when you were looking at the situation and scenario, you were attaching more to everybody else's perspective rather than your own.
Yeah, definitely.
So then it goes into, what do you need? What do you want? Where do I fit in? And so waiting for everyone else to make a decision before you know which way to forge that path.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a theme at the moment for me. That's come up tonight. Yeah.
Let everybody else be nauseous. You just do you.
That's the idea, yeah. To be able to do that.
Yeah, because then once the path is forged, then they either get on the same path with you or they go on a different path.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you.
That's all right.
My experience. It was like I just floated through the whole pregnancy, mate. Floated through. My mother had a miscarriage between my sister and I. Hence, there are 4 years between us. She was very anxious about not losing the baby or losing me. So she was, I could sense someone highly strung, and I didn't want anything but
Yeah, right.
I to be, yeah, just leave me here. I don't need to come out, right?
You're on your own
Um,
exotic beach in there, were you? Like,
oh, you know, you talk about how you moved around and how it was like swimming in a nice thick viscous gel that you're comfortable in.
yeah.
And it was like, yeah, nah, I don't want to get out of here. I'm quite comfortable being in here. That's all I felt until I had to come out and join the world. And probably like every kid, I came out kicking and screaming. I just didn't want to leave the comfort of of what I knew.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
And that's all I remember. That's all that came. I didn't have any negative feelings. They weren't positive. It was just, be laid back. It'll happen. Whatever. I just don't want to leave. I was happy basking in my own glory, right? And that's all it was.
And I can only assume the lessons that don't take life so seriously.
I've never taken life seriously.
Hell, maybe you're here to teach that
To whom?
to anyone who'll listen.
Oh, yeah, well, that's it. It's hard finding people to listen because everyone's so caught up in their, I need to do this. I need to do that now. It has to be yesterday. I was never that person. That's probably why I was a troubleshooter for passengers at the airport. I guess. I don't know. Back in the day. Yeah, that's all I came away with. That was a lesson learned. A lesson learned. I think I've lived my lesson all through my
Yeah.
life.
Manny, how did you go?
So I saw my mom and dad, they were like powerless, um, just navigating through life, powerless. They've given all their power to others. So I'm not excited to come out. Like I was like, what I'm gonna do because they don't hold any power.
Yeah.
Um, that's all I remember mainly. Um, but I'm sort of thinking that life is happening anyway, like whether you have power or not. Like that's what I'm thinking. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Was there any teachings for the family?
I don't remember.
Okay. Is it possible that you've got an overall, when you think of power, it's just like one big, I don't know, one big block like power, and with everything that's happened with your family, life's going to happen no matter what. I don't hold the power. Is there possible duality here of like egotistic, angry, controlling, powerless power? And then there's the power of Mother Earth growing like 1,000-year-old trees through, do you know what I mean? Like in that beautiful power that you're on the quest to discover. Like, do you get a sense of that duality?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
earlier we were talking about your spiritual awakening, and there's that vibration, there's that energy. One part of you is like, yes, I want it. And then there's another part that says, well, I don't have the power. What's the point? And so I'm wondering if you actually stepped into your authentic Mother Earth kind of power, what difference that would that make to your spiritual awakening?
that we hold all the power. Like we doesn't need to ask for power from anyone else. Like we hold all the power within us
Yeah.
and can do whatever we like. Like we don't need to ask for validation or hand over the power to anyone.
Yeah. And so if you were that powerful, radiant being and you weren't using that power, that would burn out an engine. That would create a lot of fatigue.
Yeah, I've been confused all my life.
Yeah.
Like I told
So
you about my
there you
condition.
go.
I told you about my condition as well. Yeah, like my blood doesn't produce enough red blood cells. That's why I'm always fatigued.
Yeah. And so life's going to happen anyway. What happened to that belief there, life's going to happen anyway. It seems the way that you said it sounded hopeless. Did you get the ahas you needed to transform that?
Not sure.
Mm.
Yeah.
Does anyone else want to offer Manny any insights into what they observed?
I'm not sure, but I just got that hopelessness sense as well. But I'm not sure past that, but I also got that too.
Yeah. Jess, when you're feeling hopeless, how powerful, like how easy is it to tap into your intuitive power?
It takes a lot of attention and strength to do that because it's pretty, yeah, it's a lot. It takes a lot.
And then when you stepped into the ease, making decisions based on ease. So yes, life's going to happen, but life's happening for me. Like, what difference did that make for your energy?
Yeah. What I'm getting is a natural sense of gratitude, and then I noticed my energy, my frequency rising, and yes, just starting to play along there. Then I started to feel more confident, more powerful. Yeah,
That help, Manny?
Yep, I think so. Yeah,
Yeah,
in a way.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. And okay, so if we move to Angelique, last but not least.
Hey, that knocked me out.
Oh,
Screaming
did it? Do you need help?
Right, I was really like wheezy. I think because I was so relaxed in the womb. So I was only, I think about 8 weeks. Felt like a jelly bean with a buff head. You know, when the head's growing and you've got that big head and the little stubby arms. That's what I felt like. And I saw a vision of the fern unfurling. That's kind of, I got that vision. So what did I get? The mum was stressed and overwhelmed and then busy.
Yeah,
So
okay.
even though I had all this space, I still wasn't like, it felt like I wanted to relax and go, oh, this is nice. But then mum's energy would come in and I go, oh no, I can't relax because that's my mum. That's how she is. You know, she doesn't sit down. She's 6 kids and we're a year apart. So pretty much one after the other after the other. You know, and back in those days, we're all in cloth nappies. And so I was the fourth. And she was just like, I don't think she was expecting me. I think it was like, it was too soon. I've still got a baby here. What am I going to do? That kind of energy. But my dad was like old, way older than my mum. So he's like, oh, yeah, still got that's the energy I was getting from him. So he was happy, but mum's like, oh my God, how am I going to cope?
Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
there's some things there with mum, like, yeah, dad's all proud that, yeah, he's still got the longevity, the energy, all of the things. You represent that. So he's got the stamina. But
Yeah.
then I can't help wonder about your mum's stress. You know, you got to keep going, stress, can't stop, blah, blah, blah. What that did to her immune system to then make her so sick that it had to stop. I'm wondering, was there a lesson in that, being the magnificent
Well,
healer that you are? Like, where did that go?
I think the only time she ever stopped was, I mean, besides being in hospital when she was pregnant with me, the only other time she was in hospital was when she had babies. That's the only other time she got to rest, basically. So, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. And she's still like that. She still doesn't sit down.
Yeah, but what does that do for you as what did the womb space do for you as a grown up on that trajectory? I can't say that big fancy word, trajectory that you were on as a healer?
Mm.
Because you would be very quick to pick up on people who are do, and
Well, see,
what they're
what
trying to
I
avoid.
got was her overwhelm. It's almost like she has to work through it with being busy. But for me, if I go overwhelmed, I'm out. I shut down basically.
Yeah.
So I'd say that came from that because it was too much from being a jelly bean, if that makes sense. So I'm the opposite of mum with overwhelm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I often say, oh, I can't cope, just stop. But she's like, won't even acknowledge, no acknowledgement there. So that's interesting.
Did you then get the lessons for the family?
I got told that she was in survival and she's never going to stop to think about that. Too busy. It was about too busy. So it was play to bring. And my dad was a larrikin, so he was very much the larrikin, whereas mum was the opposite. They were very much opposite. So my dad was the soft, gentle place and that. And then when he died, it was like there was the play sort of went in the family. So I got told, to bring in the more play, to bring in the play and the laughter and all of that sort of stuff, which we do. Being one of 6 kids, when we get together, we all
wow of a time.
Lots of laughs. So yeah.
It sounds like another amazing, incredible night. I'd be interested to see the the shifts and adjustments now from this new perspective.
Mm.